For your FTC engineering documentation, there are actually a lot more software options than you might expect. For your engineering notebook, I will always recommend using Google Docs. This will allow your team to share, collaborate, and edit in parallel without creating conflicts. It also prevents you from accidentally losing your work since it's all automatically saved to the cloud, and your document can grow and change throughout the season as people add more and more content. For the engineering portfolio, however, these software options get a bit more interesting, and deciding on what software to use will play a big role in how you go about designing this document. The problem with word processors, such as Google Docs or Microsoft Word, is that they are designed for primarily text-based documents. That works fine for something like the engineering notebook, where pictures and other visual aids are primarily placed to the side throughout the document in order to support the nearby text. But in a document like the engineering portfolio, space is limited and text is bulky. So whatever software you use, you want it to be optimized for image placement, manipulation, and layering. Obviously, there will still be text in this document, but you want to be able to control precisely where each block of text will be placed in relation to the images around it. Also, as you reach the end of a page in a traditional word processor, you can just continue typing and your paragraph will bleed onto the next page. Now, this is not something you want in a concise, well-organized document. Any narrative elements should be, for the most part, self-contained within a page. So what software would you want to use to create this document? Ideally, you want to use Adobe InDesign, which is used by professional graphic designers to put together layouts for magazines, newspapers, brochures, and all kinds of other highly designed documents. If you have access to Adobe Creative Cloud, you'll want to use InDesign. It's a little tricky to get used to, but you know how to use YouTube. You can find some tutorials. But if you're like me when I was on a team, you probably don't have access to Adobe Creative Cloud because it's expensive. If you want, you can use Microsoft Publisher, which works similarly, or I've read you can use a page layout template in Apple Pages to get the same behavior. You might have noticed that none of these options are entirely cloud-based, like Google Docs, which is somewhat inconvenient for a collaborative document like this. One option you might not have thought of is actually Google Slides. While it's really intended for presentations, it works just as well as a quick and dirty cloud-based publishing software. All you need to do to get started is open a new presentation, go to File, Page Setup, and change your page size to custom. From there, you can set the page size to 8.5 by 11. And while this is a somewhat janky method, I honestly think this is the best option for most FTC teams. It's free, easy to use, and easy to collaborate on. Another software consideration that I want you to make is that you will need some type of image manipulation program. These are the softwares you'll be using to create all of your diagrams, icons, logos, and photo montages. For those of you who have access to Adobe Creative Cloud, you'll be using a combination of Photoshop and Illustrator. However, I want to go over a couple of free alternatives you can use to do basically all the same stuff. GIMP is a free software which is very similar to Photoshop and is all around useful in terms of applying small modifications to photos, generating simple graphical elements, or creating composite images. Inkscape is a vector-based software similar to Adobe Illustrator, which is useful in creating line drawings, icons, and diagrams. You can even export DXF files from your CAD and import them into Illustrator or Inkscape in order to make modifications to line weight and color, or add diagrammatic or descriptive elements. With the power of GIMP and Inkscape combined, you should be able to customize every inch of your engineering portfolio to your liking. For this class, I'm not going to go into how to render your CAD models. That is a whole other topic entirely, and we could do a class dedicated just to that. But we will talk a bit about how to take renderings that you've created into GIMP and Inkscape to add more layers of information and make them more visually interesting. Thanks for watching. This course is designed around the SteamPost26 training Discord, which is a server our organization has been using for online STEAM-related skill-building courses during this pandemic, and we plan to continue using the server into the future. Anyone in the robotics community is welcome to join, link in the description. However, for this class, in particular, all sessions will be pre-recorded and uploaded into a playlist on my YouTube page, link also in the description. The Discord server will be the best way to contact me if you have any questions or would like to schedule a design review with me to go over your team's engineering portfolio. And if you do end up joining the Discord, feel free to stick around and check out the other courses and resources we have available there.